the moment, I would realize.
Fascinating indeed. See how I have my glasses?
Oh, indubitably.
Alrighty. Yeah, this is already going smoothly. What's up, everybody from Ultness.com. Today we're here doing a game reaction on The Last of Us, and with me today is Elliot, EpicPleasure.
Hello.
And Marcus, TheOnlyTigger.
What's up?
And I am Fernando, MasterChef. And we're just gonna get right into it. It's just gonna be all it's all spoilers. So if you haven't even played the game or touched it or finished it, you shouldn't be here because we're not gonna hold anything back, and there's no point to. We want to talk about it. So let's just start by saying this: Naughty Dog did a really good job, man.
Oh yeah, the game was excellent. I thought.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it.
I was so sad when it ended.
I was confused when it ended, man, because of the way that I played it. And I think that's one of the first things we're going to start with. Each of us played it differently. I decided to just go from start to finish because I know if I were to stop, I wouldn't be able to go back and play. So I said, screw it. So
hey,
14
hours. You did what, one day, huh?
I did it in one day, 14 hours. This dude witnessed the whole thing because he finished it before me, so he wanted to relive it through my eyes. How did that feel?
It was crazy. Like I had to say, there was some because he wanted to go through it like fast, so he would miss some places, like some doors where you have to use shiz. And I was
How many days did you take?
I played like 2 hours a day, so it took me like 2 weeks or something. So I took my time.
Okay,
I took my time.
I played I finished it about a week because when I played, it was like 4 to 5 hour sessions. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to start with you, man, like, because you played it methodically from what I understood.
I ran through, like, very, very slowly, like, exploring everything. But, like, when I'd get into a situation where the runners and, you know, like, the clickers, anything that had big groups, it was like, okay, it's like, make sure I have a bottle on me at all times and throw it, create sound, see where they run, Molotov cocktail the group, sneak around, catch somebody that's straggling, strangle, and just go back into hiding. Like I literally for the entire game, like if I was crouched behind something, I had my hand on the listen button, and then like once I cleared everything, it's like I went and cleared every room to find every single bit of supplies that I could get.
Yeah, like it's funny because you mentioned the crouching thing. I think I spent at least half the game fucking crouching because I hated clickers. Like those things pissed me the fuck off. Like the first time you encountered them in that room where Ellie and Tess had to be up there, and then it took me so many times because the fucking clicker. And then that one, the level 1 infected, like when he goes to the room, like I was just crouching there, and if for some reason he had like supervision or something, so he could just see me all the way through the hallway, fucking run at me, and then I was like, God damn, this is... And then the way he did it was fucking hilarious because. Like, I'm not sure he knew how to. Did you know about the listen? You could use listen.
No, I did, but that's the thing, because like I wish I had that privilege to have crushed and stuff like that. But I had the timer in front of me. I wanted to finish at a decent amount of time because I had to work in the morning. Yeah. So half the time, like I would just inadvertently just run at them. Like I brawled half the time, man. Like, it was crazy.
Like that certain part.
He basically played the game like he was infected.
Yeah. There was no time, man. I needed a cure, man.
You got the fungus infected versus like the 28 days later rage virus going on there. But yeah, so you finished it in a day.
Yeah, full run in a day, nonstop, except to eat and the occasional restroom break.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
What was your favorite part of the game? Like what segment, as far as, because the game was broken up into seasons.
Yeah,
it was
definitely
broken up into the seasons. Like, what was your favorite segment?
I really liked the final in the university. That final having to escape and stuff like that, and then going into winter. Cause I got this dude was like watching me, like the climax where Joel dies or supposedly dies. I was so like, I don't know how long into it, so half my brain cells were already turned off. I couldn't comprehend the fact that I lost him because I had grown so attached to him. So I kept screaming, he's dead. I screamed it like 20 times, like he's dead, and this dude was like, shut up. But I was just so shocked at the fact that I had to like, I felt like I got completely demoted, you know, starting from scratch with Ellie. And since I wanted to stop, I really wanted to stop and like take a time out, like understand what just happened. But again, I was timing myself, so I'm hunting this buck, but I really did not want to hunt, man. I just wanted to bask in the loss.
Like it was funny because when after that part and when he got to where he had to fight the hunters, he was like. The first time he used Ellie's list, he's like, "God damn it, she sucks. This is not Joel." He was so mad. I was like, "God, it's not Joel, it's Ellie."
What about you? Your favorite season?
Mine was playing as Ellie. Like
so like the start of winter.
Yeah, like playing as her, the hunting, and then the way she deals with the infected instead of how Joel easily just strangles because she can't strangle and she has to go and stab him multiple times, and then the part where you had to kill off the hunters, and then you progress further into the town. Right. I like that, like just sniping them and using the bow, and you have to outsmart those guys. I like playing as Ellie.
It was crazy how her gun, like the rifle that she got, was like it felt more
one shot kill, dude.
Yeah,
it was
one
crazy.
shot killed all those things.
Especially in the cabin scene, definitely was where you saw the full power.
All you have to shoot him in the arm or in the leg. It doesn't even have to be a headshot.
You're the one that said, right? Oh, sorry, like. She felt like she had more control of her bow.
Yeah,
I felt like the air bow and arrow was definitely much more potent with her in terms of accuracy. And
because it really felt like that, and you don't know if that was like a development choice or if that was like because like how long she had been taking care of Joel. Like like if she just got more practice with it and they tried to work that in as a mechanic, but her bow and arrow skills just felt more useful.
Yeah,
I'm gonna assume that because we definitely don't know what part of fall to winter, because I'm assuming that since she was taking care of him every day, she would go hunt, and when we stepped in, it's another day of her hunting for food to provide for Joel. So
and you gotta remember what's it called? She when she picked up the gun, she picked it up really fast, so maybe she's just really good with weapons.
Right. So. And I know for me, like my favorite part was going into fall, like going in to actually like explore the university. Not so much like how long it took to get to the hospital, but just like the scene of everything, like going on in the university, like the escaped like monkeys, that were running around. To what was it? They had the scene with the giraffes. That
that was
just like the amount of detail that they put in that to give you that scope of a place that was once really, really populated. That was, basically wilderness took over.
I know the giraffe part was supposed to be majestic, but I think at that point I was like, just like laughing at how many giraffes there were. Like I think I saw two. I was like, oh, okay, where's the third giraffe? And the third giraffe comes like, oh, okay, I see. Now we're just having a whole bunch of giraffes, aren't we? I don't know why I couldn't take that part seriously. Maybe it was the exhaustion of just wanting to keep pushing, but at the same time I wanted to enjoy it.
Yeah, anytime like they stopped to anytime like I was looking around long enough and some like type of conversation broke out, I stood there like for a minute and just kind of like listened to everything that was going on. So like the attention to detail that that they put into that, and just kind of like the little snippets of extra to the game that they put in, like when they started discussing like the movie posters and everything else, or what was it? They were walking through like a different section of town, and like you see like a lingerie store, and Ellie's like, people actually wear that, because it gives you that atmosphere of like the situation that they're
going back to the whole giraffe thing. It's like all those little like the snippets. It's looking at it through Ellie's eyes, because remember she hasn't been outside.
Right.
Yeah.
So when she sees the giraffe for the first time, I'm not even sure she knew. I guess she knew it was a giraffe.
Well, I think it was like one of those things where like she knows what things are. Yeah. But like for example, when she first time she ever saw a forest, remember, and she was like, "Oh my god, a forest!"
Yeah, and then the ice cream truck with Sam and Henry.
Yeah, when Sam was like, "They put ice cream in here." Now that's just crazy.
Yeah, but so it was. I like that. I like the fact that the way they did that, they made it so emotional for her, and then like as she went on, and then the more she discovered, I guess the more she knew what was gonna happen or what she thought was gonna happen to her.
I think I also like that they didn't make a big deal about it. It wasn't like in a whole cutscene just for like, oh my god, a forest. It was just as you were going along, going to her mission, here in the background, she was enjoying it, she was experiencing it, but she also knew she had to keep walking. It's like, all right, I'm okay with that. I don't need a whole cutscene for that.
You have the opportunity to like take the time to look at it. If you want to, I guess, bask in the world that that Naughty Dog created, or you can just, like most gamers out there, just like breeze through it. Yeah.
Did you do any basking? Like, did you kind of have those moments where you paused?
There were a lot of moments where I just like really, kind of looked around, especially like going through like winter, like the part where Ellie's escaped and like she's running through the campgrounds and everything, the lodge town or whatever it was, and like actually like looking at the amount of detail that they put into the world that was around, like just that little community.
Yeah.
And like it's like everything was there, like the little gutter that you had to run through to get around the gate. It was there, and it looked like it had a purpose, for the actual town, and like getting through like the different areas, like even the background. A lot of times it looked like you could actually go there, even though you couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, let's talk a little about the story, because that's definitely for me. As I was playing, because of how fast I was playing it, in a way, now that I've finished the game, I kind of regret that I played it that quick, because I feel like I should have definitely stopped per season to really understand what I was doing and why I was doing it. Because of the way the story was designed, I felt like half the time, especially during the fall and winter, I didn't understand anymore why I was playing. Like, what was the purpose of me continuing through this journey? I know it's to take Ellie ultimately to the hospital, but I think inadvertently I was feeling like Joel, that I didn't really want to do this anymore. It was like, it was pointless, because I already kind of saw what I wanted, out of the relationship with Ellie and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, we talked about that before a little bit, where the way that the journey began with him being so reluctant to do it, but they were, like literally doing this only to get the weapons that, that the Fireflies had taken from them, and as a favor to somebody that was, like injured, that had been a part of Joel's life before, through his brother. And we talked about, like how it wasn't until you reached that pivotal moment at the dam where you were like, you felt like how you would imagine he felt in the game, where it was like, well, damn, I've already come this far. And, like you see the disappointment on, like Ellie's face, at him, like basically just like pawning her off on somebody else, and his reluctance and like giving back into like his human emotions.
But see, that's what I liked. I legitimately believe like this dude wants nothing to do with her, because he's trying to escape, the past of losing her. He doesn't want to do that again. He's been surviving for years. He wants to keep it that way. And she inexplicably, finally made him, become attached to her. And then I definitely felt it in the spring when he started talking like, hey, when we're done with all this, I'm gonna take you teach you how to swim and all this stuff. And I was like, you're already making the choices. I know you don't want this anymore. You've gone through all this and you still want to stop, because now you've officially attached yourself to this girl. I don't know.
Well, for me, I disagree with you in that sense, because like it's love. Like It started off as how, okay, he didn't want anything with this girl. He hated this little girl. It's like, why are we doing this for the guns? But then the moment Tess dies, or Tess, you have to do this for Tess, and it becomes a mission for Tess. And then up until the point where you find Bill, and then then when you get to the dam, and then when she runs away, then it's the realization, like he had a choice right there. Like, he didn't have to go with her. He chose to come with her because of what she said, which basically was like, I'm your family now. Like, wait,
were you talking about like after the dam, or
no? I'm kind of at the
earlier on.
No, at the cutscene where she runs away with the horses. And then,
okay.
Yeah. So, and then when Joel and I can't remember his brother's name, Tommy. When Joel and Tommy goes to find her and then fight off the hunters, and then at that moment, that was when you can. Like, you knew he cared for her, but he just wanted her to be safe. I guess he hadn't really attached himself so much to that point.
No, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
If he keeps on going with her, then it's gonna become.
Well, he has to care a little bit. I'm not saying that he didn't care absolutely at all, and he was just kind of going through the motions. But what I'm saying is,
I think that's kind of like where the game, in a sense, plays with like how you perceive it, because it's he's also not only doing it because of like him actually caring for it. That's what I think, also we want to believe, because that's how we felt, playing through the game. She was a character that you actually cared for, but then you also have the fact that she's carrying possibly the cure.
Yeah.
And, he can't let that chance, like of them finding a cure, go also. Because it's a bigger responsibility that he owes,
humanity.
Yeah, but in a sense.
I know, but well, actually, I'll leave that to the ending then, where he basically just negated that sense of heroism to help humanity. Because in that one moment, he negated the death of Sam, the death of everybody, of all these things, just so that he could have his own life with that girl. I mean, like, I'll just start with this. What'd you think of the ending?
It was a little anticlimactic at first, and I think that might be the general consensus. I might be forcing my opinion a little bit.
I definitely agree with that.
But I think it was a really unique way to end the game that actually, in a sense, made you like it even more, because it was a closing chapter to that story. You know, you don't know where they're gonna go from there. You know, if Naughty Dog decides to pick this game up, even if they're not even the main characters anymore, if they're just, you know, like I guess like side characters in a different game that it takes place in the same universe. But it was really anticlimactic, but it made you, you know, like start thinking about everything that happened, and it made you reflect on the story. Yeah,
like especially with me, you know, rushing through that final parts, and he knows it. I was getting extremely sloppy because I was expecting, like, I got to get through these Fireflies so I can get to this final moment where I'm gonna have to probably fight for her and do something, and then I was still waiting for that moment, and then it suddenly finished, and I just kind of paused, like, is that it? There has to be something else. And it wasn't until a couple of minutes I started calming down and I realized what I just finished. What was amazing that I enjoyed everything from the start. All of a sudden I started looking back at every single point of the entire game and realizing how complete, like full circle, it came to that one moment. And I felt like very satisfied because I didn't sleep. Like I was in bed and I was like 30 minutes just thinking about everything. I woke him up at one point like, wait, like this and that, and he was like a little mad, but I was like, I had to tell him something because it was just crazy how much I was reflecting on everything that happened.
What about you?
Yeah, the ending was, like I said, it got me. I was like, what? Like, it's not that I was mad. Like, it was a fucking amazing ending. It just gets your mind thinking. Like, after I finished this game, I did not want to fucking stop. Like, I got so like emotionally attached to these characters, like especially Joel and Ellie. Like, right, like when you at the hospital when they're about to operate on her, like you had a choice of killing the two nurses at the back. Did you kill them?
I didn't.
You didn't kill him?
I killed the one that was operating.
Yeah, that one you had to kill. Yeah.
But did you hesitate though? Like I was trying to find a way to avoid killing him, but
I didn't. I think what I actually did, like being that I had been playing the game for so long and, you know, felt invested in it, I think I actually.
Did you shoot him?
Towards the end, I actually started playing the game like survivalist, and I think that's the defining moment in the game for me. Like when I feel that as playing as these characters, whether or not you're actually living in this world to survive, or if you're, you know, just, you know, the crazy man that they referred to, like when you were in the town.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I think that, you know, going back, that playing it as a, you know, as a survivalist, you see that it's not necessary to kill these people, because the other two, they had no direct type of conflict with you that was going to impede you going forward. So, and I just literally I killed the one guy, picked up Ellie, and went.
See, that's why I did something completely different. I got in there, and my whole sole purpose was rescuing Ellie. Like the guy, until I watched him play, I didn't know, like, if you move up to him, like, you stab him. The minute I got in there, I saw three people, I shot him in the head. And I turned around to the other two nurses, and then I actually heard the guy say, shut up. He was telling the other chick to shut up. And I killed them both. Like, no hesitation, because I felt like I'm Joel. If they are alive, they're a liability to what might happen next. And I'm actually happy with where the cutscene of Marlene was, because if I was in there too, I would have done the same thing. Like when he came back and shot her in the head saying it's only going to make you come after her, it's the fucking truth. Who's to say you just can't run up some more people that you know? Because I'm pretty sure those aren't, like, she has to know other people, and who's to say they're not just going to track her down? Like, she tells everybody what she is and they found a cure, and hey, you're gonna come and search for her. You're gonna find me. I'm a fucking liability. You're gonna kill me, and you're gonna get her. Like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. You die here, you die now.
I think what I like is that, like, the game definitely geared you towards the end, where it's like everything that you had done up to a point in that one moment was irrelevant, because your goal was, I have to save this girl. Because I mean, you kind of knew that the plot was gonna gear towards the fact, like, if she is the cure, there is a catch. The catch being that she has to die. It wouldn't have made much sense of, oh, don't worry, she'll live. It's all fine. The end.
I think there was even like a few sections, like even running up to like kill Ellie, like, because I got that sense of urgency playing the game that I felt like I was, you know, going against the clock, you know, like, like if I didn't make it there in time, like even though there was no, you know, like timer or anything, like if I didn't make it there in time, I'd get there and it'd be too late. There were a few sections I think in there where I may have, it may have just been the game playing tricks on me, but you know, you go through the doors and like the guys can't get through the doors, and I was like, did I leave somebody alive? And like it's like, don't care, moving forward. But there were definitely those moments, you know, in that final part of the game that gave you that sense of urgency.
Yeah.
And I really, looking back on it, really enjoyed this game.
Same here. I think another thing that I liked was how, like, Joel truly wasn't a good guy or a bad guy. He was just a survivor. So the morality of all the actions that he did up to that point, you can't really question them because he already did questionable things in the past. He was part of the hunters. He had killed many people for like weapons and stuff like that. And this decision is just a part of his character. It's just that he decided to make it, you know, and it wasn't like he was doing anything evil. He was just doing something for himself, which in that kind of environment, I think I would do that too. You know, it's like, I'm tired of being the survivor. I've already given myself to you emotionally. To lose something like that and go back to survivor, you can't just do a 180 like that again. You know, I think he would end up doing like, what's his name, the brother of Sam,
Henry.
Probably just would have killed himself.
So you agree with Joel's decision of taking Elliot away?
I agree with it.
So do you agree with that too, or are you indifferent?
I'm on the fence about it just because I know that, you know, the decision's selfish, you know, for him as a character. I do agree with his final decision because, you know, the way that the Fireflies were going on about it, it's we had this discussion again.
Yeah,
before.
well, no, let's talk about it.
It was very final. Like they felt like this was the definitive, you know.
Yeah, the only cure.
The only cure was to kill her and, you know, like get into the part of the brain where it was, and without exploring the other options that they had available for her.
Yeah, that's something that he definitely said, that like whatchamacallit, they already didn't even think about, okay, this is you know, with the other subjects before, they weren't as peculiar in the fact that the immunity existed in the body. So instead of just saying, you know what, this is a different subject, maybe let's try to consider a different approach, they just said immediately, no, it has to be the brain, it's just this one has a better chance, let's just throw her in the operating table. They didn't look at another possibility.
Yeah, and another thing, I just thought of this right now, like, why rush it?
Yeah,
like
they have her, you know, like
you have all the fucking time you have. Why rush it?
Yeah, because it's not like another Ellie is gonna come by. You know, this is your one
take
chance.
Take your time and study. It doesn't have to be done now. And my thing, why I agree with Joel is, okay, even if they do make a cure, and who's to say they're gonna, like, and how you can't cure the people already infected for one, and who's to say the Fireflies are gonna disperse it to everybody,
right?
Like, because they're in a battle against the military. With them having the cure, they can be the power. Right. So let's not even say they're gonna like battle the military, but they have the cure, they have the power. So if the military needs something,
but the Fireflies, but that's the thing, the Fireflies were already depleted as a unit.
Exactly, which this cure brings them back to power. You see?
I don't know about that entirely.
I didn't trust the Fireflies, like, in the first place. Like, they were.
I never felt like you had a choice to trust anybody. That's the truth. You know, whether or not the Fireflies were really gonna do something. But the fact is that they had the surgeons, they had some of the resources. Right. And I don't know, I felt like,
and that really fits back into, you know, like the universe of the game, like with the survival aspect, is that, you know, you're literally out there for yourself. You know, they were supposed to be like these beacons of hope, and, you know, like the communities that were, you know, like with the military, they were walled with the military and, you know, like protected by them, so they had, you know, that was their hope, whereas other people that were hoping for something more had, you know, like the Fireflies that were supposed to be looking for a cure. Yeah. And, you know, I think that's where the game really takes another turn for Joel and Ellie, is that, you know, like the game ended where it was, you know, there is nobody else, it's just us.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
And, you know, he's gonna protect her, you know, they're gonna watch each other's back because that's what they've been through the entire, you know.
Yeah, like, what does it matter to him that millions of other humans are going to be saved if the one person he cares about is going to be dead? So it's like, you know, that connection's already lost. But just a quick thing I want to say is, like, what I really liked about this game, there was one ending, and this is it. There was no, like, you know, one of the things that, and I'm a little disappointed that I was thinking this throughout, I kept looking for the plot twist. I kept looking for, like, when Tessa died, I thought, okay, maybe she's going to come back, or something is just going to completely happen at the end, that, oh, okay, because that's what happens these days, you know, plot twist, something that, a tangent. And what
like you saw her die, but that wasn't really what happened. You know, like she led the military there.
Exactly, but it was one definitive ending. This is the ending. And I like that Naughty Dog took that risk. They said, you know what, we could maybe do 3 other endings, maybe to satisfy everybody. No, this is the ending for our story, and this is what we choose. And I'm glad they did that.
Yeah. I'm glad that they stuck to their guns on that, because I was reading up on like some of the interviews that they had prior to release of the game, and they're like, like the ending to the game, like when they tested it with audiences, it didn't test well, and they were like, doesn't matter, this is our story, this is what we want, this is what's going to happen. And just because it didn't test well with whatever focus groups they had, the gaming community for majority loved it. And it shows.
I'm actually like, I'm the kind of person who actually prefers death or sad endings instead of realistic ending, but I feel if she died, that would have been a happier ending than the decision that Joel did.
Because that supposedly saves the world and everything.
So I'm happy. I'm really happy with the way this game ended.
Definitely. I guess
it keeps the game open for sequels. It fucks the world, with the infected still running around there.
Oh yeah, I think I was telling you, like 10 years from now, I'll say this real quick. I don't think I need a sequel. One of the things that I was, we were talking about, the journey that I went through, and the narrative that was told throughout, and everything that I've now been thinking through it. I don't feel like I need to go back to that world and face more clickers and bloaters and all that stuff. I just feel satisfied with everything that I've went through and how it concluded. That if a sequel came, that would be nice, and I could see possibilities, like maybe 10 years down the line she finds out the lie, and that it can turn some stuff, or maybe, like I was saying, like reproduction, she needs to she gets old enough to reproduce, maybe the immunity passes on generation, I don't know. But to me, I definitely feel like it'll take a while for me to touch back and go through the world again.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing that gets me is especially the end walk, when he gets out of the car and he's like, I guess we have to walk, and he pulls her in the fence, and when she's walking, he's just talking, and she's just like basically silent, and you can tell how her trust is not there anymore.
She knows, but she's like, I want to be mad at you because you denied me what I wanted in my decision, but I can't. I'm so ingrained in the relationship and everything.
Yeah, I could tell in her, and like, I mean, that's crazy. You could tell in the face of that CGI character, but I was like, no, like she knew, like, this was it. And you're denying me, I guess you could say, like, everything that I've basically prepared myself mentally for, just so that you could keep me selfishly, but I'll accept it.
I would really like to know, I guess, I don't know, I guess I just need, it's like seeking closure, but I really like to know how the relationship goes on from there.
Yeah, but some of those games, like, they're best left to interpretation.
Because then when we get the sequel, it's
and that's what makes this so
amazing,
so good. So like that we can talk about it for as long as we've been going.
Yeah, because we could keep going about like the scenarios and stuff like that, but just real quick, just to kind of wrap it all up. The game was great. I think that goes without saying. Do you have any final words about this game? Just the overall experience that you had playing this, and anything you want to say?
Fucking emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
God.
I'll go with that. I guess the biggest thing that doesn't get like stated for the game that I want to just throw in there is that a lot of the side characters, the people that you pick up along the way throughout the game, the fact that they kill them off. I mean, a lot of times, like you get attached to them for the second that you're with them, and then as soon as they're gone, I think it's just like how it'd be in the world. You have nothing, no ties to them, and you're literally just moving on.
Actually,
the only one I felt that for was Billy. I really didn't give a crap. That was the name, right? The guy that was looking for the car engine thing. I really didn't care about that dude. It was just funny, that revelation. Oh look, gay pornography in the back. But I really didn't care for that character. That's about it.
Yeah, I saw something funny on Reddit. It was like some guy posted a picture of Tess. He's like, it's like, I really want to get attached to you, Tess, but I'm sure there's a reason you're not on the cover of this game. Yeah. So it's funny.
It's not The Last of Us. Oh man. I guess with that we're gonna close it off. This was our reaction to Last of Us, and just keep watching Ultness.com. We're gonna have a lot of good stuff continuing And an amazing game.
You can tell us how you feel about it too at the bottom.
Yeah, definitely. Comment on your experiences, how you felt about the ending, all that stuff. I mean, this is a great topic. This is a great game.
I really want to know. Talk to anybody.
It's like, talk to me, damn it. All right, well, cheerio.
Later. So, did you know that you killed Drake in the game?
What?
Yeah, the cannibal guy, the leader. Was it Paul, right? The guy that Ellie was fighting with in the cabin. That's the guy that voices Drake.
Okay. Tim out. I thought you meant like one of the characters that pop out was like inadvertently Drake, like Nathan Drake.
That's funny because I thought you were talking about when she first runs away and the horses were still there. One of those people was Drake or something.
Nah. The guy that was gonna rape Ellie.
I can't remember his name.
I want to say it's like Paul, but I could be wrong.
All I know is that was crazy too. That fight scene was annoying. Oh, yeah. It was annoying to me.
How many times did you die in that one? The fight when you get to you died once? Wow. I died so many times.
I literally circled that one area like towards the front of the bar. There were like three rows right there and like 3 breaks for the dishes. So like literally the entire game, like the entire boss fight, I'm circling like figure 8ing around like those sections.
Dang.
And I died once.
I was getting too impatient at that point. Like I was already like, I don't know, what, the 12th hour or something like that. And I was like, I didn't die that many times, but the thing was that like I kept getting annoyed by the fact that, you know, he would like hear me and I had to reset and reset all the time. It was frustrating me. And also the Joel, the second time around that I had to go through the blizzard, I wanted to just run. I was like, I've already seen this. I got to save her. Screw this, man.
I died more times doing
that. Really? I didn't die at all doing that time.
Because I died there like maybe like twice, killing the first guy trying to get the gun that only had like 1 bullet. But you know, like, I just thought I'd throw that in there. It's like man, you killed Nolan North in this game. Voice of Drake.
Yeah. For me, when I
can live with that.
When I was fighting the guy, I don't know. It's like he has super speed. When I was running, he would literally come behind me and just stab me. Like when he was all the way at the back, I was like, "What the fuck?" So I don't know if it was a glitch in the game or something, but I died so many times because of that.
You're just excited.
Well, it constantly got faster anyway, so like...
No, I mean, I'm talking about, you know, the bottom part, when he's over there, and then he sees me at the top of the thing, and I'm cutting the corner, and I die, because he comes and stabs me from the back. I'm like, there's no way you're that fast. Yeah. So, I don't know what the
It was probably just to give you that illusion that, you know, like if you make that mistake and, you know, he hears you, that there's death around the corner, so you had to take extra care to, you know, like miss the plates.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that was on the ground.
But the bloaters, dude, like in that final part, he knows it too. Like I was at that point I was completely out of it. And he kept telling me like the different things, like, you know, to get the bottle and put it in the middle and stuff like that. Actually I underestimated the flamethrower because I was like so like I guess jumpy. So whenever I did unleash the fire, I wouldn't stay there long enough. So I kept prolonging that stuff.
I think he killed every single one, and then it was like one clicker who got him at the end. So he had to start all over.
I was like I wanted to stop. I really wanted to stop, but I like no, I'm doing this. It was crazy, man. It was like a mental rush.
The same mistake of upgrading health first?
No, I did actually. I did health first, but then the fucking clicker started getting me. So I was like, what the fuck? And I ran on the shiv. Fucking got on the shiv. You actually, I even told him to fucking upgrade the shiv, and he still went. What you got? He went listening first. I was like, what the?
I wanted to do it different. I wanted to rebel.
I was like, get the fucking shiv.
No, I didn't realize how significant that shiv was until like, oh man.
I was so happy the first time I actually knew what it did. Come out, I was like, I'm dead. I was like, press the triangle. I was like, yes!
Save.
You ain't so big now, clicker.
But then you run out of shit. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, you use the shivs like.
God. Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, I'm so glad I got the upgrade because you get like 3 shivs and then basically one battle and it's done. It's all gone. Right. Like you got to use one for the door. And then what pissed me off is like, yeah, there's a lot of supplies, but it doesn't give any supplies to make a shiv.
Right.
So. It was like,
that was. Oh my god.
You get a lot of. You get a medicine. You get the shit to make a health pack. But then you don't get the scissors.
You know what I hated? I had enough stuff to make smoke bombs. Yeah, I was like, how do you know smoke bombs?
I used them like twice.
Yeah, me too. Like literally, in the stat that gave me is like 4.
I used them more like in the last section running to save Ellie than anything.
I didn't even use it there.
I was just using that. What was it called? You told me I completely upgraded that one gun.
Oh, I told him to get the armor piercing because of how strong it one shots them if you headshot them.
Yeah. And I was just going like at that point, like, you know, I would shoot. But the thing was, I was being very ill-advised about my stealth. So I would shoot, but then like I would do something stupid, so I'd have to run all the way, and I was just getting that paranoid.
It took forever.
No, but it was also, dude. I only had one sliver of health, dude.
That was enough. Like it took.
Dude, I was so scared that if I got shot just once, everything would restart.
And then if you miss, it's like going around, shoot, and miss. Damn it! I was like, oh god!
I'm sorry, man. I was paranoid. He did it different though. He
Oh yeah, I used the hell out of Molotovs.
Oh, I see. I think I should have used more of those. I didn't use that much.
I throw bottles, draw them into an area, Molotovs, and then for that area, like after having so much time with Ellie, you know, using the bow, I actually used the fuck out of the bow in that part.
Really?
And the rifle.
I don't think I ever used the bow actually in the whole game.
And it wasn't until
I used them for the stalkers.
It wasn't until I ran out of arrows that I pulled up the scope pistol. The scope pistol, yeah. Because I didn't want to waste that ammo. And then once I ran out of ammo for that assault rifle the entire way.
Elliot, he died. He died.
Like I was going to ruin it for him, but then I wanted him to believe that he actually died.
Oh, I believed the hell out of it, dude. I was like so pissed off. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't comprehend what had just happened, dude. I was tripping balls, man.
But it took me forever to kill a deer too, for some reason. Like I think I went around 6 times before I did the final shot. I was like, damn it, just die, because it kept on hearing me. It's like, God.
It is a majestic creature.
Ah man, I was crouched like that entire segment until it ran off, and then run. It's like, up there it is, crouch. Arrow. I got a headshot on it.
Did it die? It didn't instant die.
Yeah, that bug. My you could kill it like right in the heart.
It was like playing freaking Tomb Raider. It was like my except in Tomb Raider, headshot, instant kill.
Yeah.
But this one, like my first shot, headshot. Why is this thing still running around? Sticking out of
It's gutting it out.
It's like there's a problem here.
All right, I guess now we're done. So later. Now we'll keep talking forever.